Well, Barry made a swing around the White House today. Isn't it embarrassing? Okay, it's like, okay, I'm sure everybody here watching this has probably had a promotion and had a job before. Maybe you moved up from middle management and then you became the big store manager or something like that. And then your previous store manager moved on to something better, greater, moved off to a different position. And then eventually one point or another, he just came back because he was very liked by the staff and everybody enjoyed just having him around. That's what happened for Joe today. And it's so fucking embarrassing because Uncle Joe just keeps taking L's left, right, and center. And then the much cooler, younger, overall better version. This is literally the only time where I'm going to be pumping up Obama, okay? Is he better than Joe Biden? Yeah, okay? Sure. Shit was shaky in the first couple of years of his presidency, and things did eventually end up getting worse towards the latter end of things. And he was an overwhelming fucking disappointment as a president, but is he better than what Joe's doing right now? Yes, there are quantifiable differences, okay? Things were so much better when Obama was in office. But if you compare and contrast that to anybody in modern times, except maybe Jimmy Carter, you can't really say that Obama was better than anybody else, even though I'd hear arguments for the latter half of George W. Bush's presidency. But it's not about that, okay? You have the president, the sitting president of the United States, okay, come in and get cucked by the previous president and be made a mockery of in front of everyone. God damn it, dude. What a fucking sad state of affairs this world is in. Thank you, Vice President Biden. Obama teases Joe in his first return to the White House in 5 years and jokes that Secret Service are now forced to wear aviators. That there's a cat running around. Always as funny as ever there, Barry. President Joe Biden said, feels like the good old days. Which ones were those, Joe? Which ones were those? As he welcomed former, underline the former, okay? There's not gonna be a third term, there's not gonna be a fourth term, Barry. Just fuck off, okay? Still, stop holding on to that lingering notion that you think, if I could have, I would have won a third term against Trump in 2016. Nobody was liking you towards the end, okay? Everybody just seen you for the fucking for the deep state shill that you eventually got exposed as being, that you were just gonna be, I'm gonna run on a platform of hope and change. It's like, yeah, no, you just immediately took the Oval Office and you did nothing. You did fuck all, okay? Even though you had open runway for the first 4-ish years of your fucking presidency. But whatever, regardless, okay? He's back. But why is he back exactly? Well, he's there to push the Affordable Care Act, which was signed into law in when exactly? It's been in place for a while. You know, things are going great when you have to bring back the much more popular guy in order to push policy that's already on the books. Like, what the fuck are we talking about here? It makes zero fucking sense, but it makes for great headlines because CNN and MSNBC can say, oh my god, Barack Obama's back, and all the women can slide off their chairs and all the guys can fucking tug their 3-inch cranks into their face. Cool. I'm sure there'll be wonderful talking head shows tonight. It's like, oh my god, doesn't he look so good since he left office? And oh my god, they just joked around like it was the old days, and Barack didn't once say that Joe Biden was gonna fuck everything up. It was just such a nice reunion, now wasn't it? Anyways, yeah, the White House and Democrats need a major boost before the midterms. Yup, and it apparently worked during the campaign, trotting out old Barry for those empty parking lot speeches. Yup, so just come on in, and the media loves you, Barry. Take the podium like you used to. I bet he stood right in front of the president's fucking podium, and then Joe just stood off to the side and watched as he talked into his microphone, and he just had to clap as the black guy just did his job better than he could. All right, the event. Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Joe Biden, and I'm Barack Obama's vice president, the president said. Oh, okay, I don't like Joe Biden. I don't like Barack Obama, but that is cringe. That makes me sad. Ugh. Welcome back to the White House, man. It feels like the good old days. How would you even know, Joe? You wake up every morning just, one, thankful for being alive, and two, wondering where the fuck you exactly are. The event was a love fest, the Obama years. Why? Oh, because it was good. The media always knew what they were going to be writing. Oh my god, what kind of socks is Barry wearing today? I wonder what his feet smell like. And Michelle Obama definitely doesn't wear a bigger suit jacket than Brock does. They hugged and quipped and laughed as the Democrats in the East Room crowded to the gills, cheered and applauded. Yeah, exactly. It's just like the old days when they did that exact same banter all the time. Wait, no, they didn't. It was just always Brock in front of a teleprompter, and then it was Valerie Jarrett just pushing everybody out of the room that wasn't allowed to speak to the president. Oh yeah, cool, yeah. I remember those days as well, just like it was yesterday, folks. Obama started his speech by joking that he was joined by Vice President Biden and that some changes have been made in the 5 years since he left. Yep, there were a few years there that were great, that you had nothing to do with, and that makes you super salty. And then, yeah, there's been a past couple of years where I don't know how you'd polish this turd, but I'm sure you'll get a lot of help in the media in doing so. Including all Secret Service agents being forced to wear aviators and that there's a cat running around the residence. He even joked about having to put a tie on for the day. What an embarrassment. Thank you, Vice President Biden. Vice President. That was a joke. Oh, God, you always know it's funny when you have to clarify. It's like really bad impressionists who have to say, I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger. No, you're not. No, you're not. Obama said to much laughter and applause, and then the first person to stop applauding was shot. Oh, he then clarified that was all a setup. My president, Joe Biden. Oh my god, it's just, yeah, uproarious laughter. Oh my god, it's like the later stages of The Simpsons. I just can't get enough. He also mocked Joe's love of ice cream and his what is kinks for scoopers on his seat. Like, what, saying the Navy mess has been replaced by a Baskin Robbins. Oh my god, he had all those jokes. Barry, he had 5 years to fucking prepare material, and that's the best you could do? Jesus. But yeah, Barack looks like he did when he left the fucking White House, okay? The salt and pepper hair, and I don't know, he's 60 years old, and Joe Biden looks like he's 160 years old, okay? The more things change, the more they stay the same. It's just so weird when you compare and contrast the people who are sitting around or standing around the presidential podium or desk if you're thousands of years old. It's just the same people that are still there. Clyde Blackburn, I think that's his name, right? He's the House Whip for the Democrats. Okay, Kamala Harris, and then you got, I don't know who the fucking guy on the end is, and then you got Nancy Pelosi. It's just the same people over and over again. Why do you think we just keep running back in the same fucking hamster wheel of news over and over and over again? Because, oh yeah, things have changed. Aviators on the feds. That's new, really. All the fucking same players are there, dude. But yeah, no, that's all Barack was there for today. He was just to say that the ACA was a big fucking deal. Cool, great. I wish you would have just dropped the fucking F-bomb. That would have been cool. That might have made me like you just a little bit more. Impossible to tell, really. But, dude, it's not going to be under attack for at least through the rest of the year, even though it sucks and nobody likes it. Oh, but it's socialized medicine so much better. And it's like, yeah, that's nice. You can thank John McCain's brain tumor for keeping that around. But we got some more in the coming days. We got some more rhinos that are going to be hopefully on safari for making similarly stupid fucking decisions. But whatever. Yeah, Barack Obama went back to talk about the fucking healthcare like it was, what, 8 years ago. Cool. Great. Terrific. What else was Joe up to today? Well, trying to buy more oil from Canada. And it's going to be a little bit tough to get it. If only there was a super pipeline to transfer that oil from. If only the infrastructure was already in the ground, ready to go on one side of the trading partner negotiations, and it's like the other side could have a whole bunch of quote-unquote shovel-ready jobs, just ready and raring to go to put pipe in the ground during the spring. If only there was a situation and there was something like that to be done. No, really? Of course not. No, just buy some oil from Canada and just don't put it through the Keystone XL pipeline, because I canceled that. Well, you can uncancel it. Americans just need to drill more. Well, in the interim, why don't we fight? No. Okay, cool. Barack hid that executive order on me. I can't find it, because as you can see, the folders, they're black like his skin. And let me tell you about the hair on my leg. Anyways, President Joe Biden is desperate to increase oil imports from Canada as the nation continues to struggle with high fuel prices. No, we're just going to forgive fuel taxes through the end of the year, so you vote for us. They're like, okay. But is determined not to resurrect the Keystone XL pipeline. Why? Why? What's the fucking problem? Do you still remember those propaganda films when you were back in school? Flip books when you were back in school. They just showed the devastation of the land whenever there was oil and gas construction. And I remember when I was growing up and we had to wipe the oil slick off the windshield on the Model T. It was terrible. And I had to crank start it in the morning and my hand would slip off the crank and I'd punch myself in the nuts. It was terrible. It's like, that shit doesn't fucking happen anymore. I can tell you, there are a number of fucking refineries, okay, and disposal facilities that are around here, and air's fine, pool's clean. Don't have to worry about any of that shit. But no. Democrats are still living back in, like, the fucking 1920s, for Christ's sakes. Well, to be fair, that's when Joe was in middle school. According to the Wall Street Journal, the Biden administration is seeking to increase Canadian oil imports through rail, which is the second safest way to do it. Planes, but no, obviously pipelines. Pipelines are the safest way to do it, but it is the second best way to do it. It's just, it's an unconscionable fucking burden for the rail system, but whatever. There's no reasoning with these idiots. Just dirtier and riskier for the environment than pipelines. Yeah, because you remember how many times, in comparison to a pipeline, okay, like what derails more? Underground pipe? Underground what? How big are those fucking pipelines that are in the ground? 36-inch pipe. I think that's what the XL pipeline was, right? Yeah, you got a 36-inch pipeline. That'll burst. Maybe maybe a weld will go and some seepage will occur, but there's so many regulations in place and so many little tracer wires that are on there that'll just it will just be impossible for it to just turn into something terrible. But whatever. Or a train derailment, which you hear about literally every fucking day. But no. Joe's got the answer for you. He's the green president. As Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttplug has admitted, the Journal on Monday reported, Biden administration officials are seeking ways to boost oil imports from Canada. People familiar with the situation says, yeah, exactly. We got a lot, like a lot, okay, especially in Alberta, where the Keystone XL pipeline construction was completed several years ago, all the way up to the border, and then all you need to do is just continue it through Montana, North Dakota, and South Dakota, and then you can just fucking take it wherever the hell you want throughout the rest of the country. But no, don't worry about it. We'll just, I don't know, just fire up those fucking rail cars and just put a whole bunch of oil on them from Fort McMurray, literally at the top northeastern corner of the fucking province, as far the fuck away as you can possibly get. Or you could get some natural gas, which I don't know. I guess you can have some air can railway cars, whatever, if you want to transport that. But this is the dumbest fucking way you could do it. Literally, outside of just, I don't know, rolling up all the fucking windows on a 1979 Lincoln Town Car and just driving it across the border. Ugh. People said deliberations are in the early stages and that there's no clear-cut solution have emerged. If you were negotiating with Jason Kenney, the premier of Alberta, you'd be able to get this done, but I'm sure Justin probably wants to get his fucking carbon tax or some green fucking plan in there to, I don't know, fuck the Canadian people. Just the men, though. The Keystone XL pipeline was first shelved by the Obama administration despite passing an environmental review. I just don't like it. But go fuck yourself. President Donald Trump revived it, allowing construction to begin, and created thousands of jobs, and Biden canceled it because his handlers told him to. But don't you dare criticize any decisions from Commissar Biden and the great Politburo. Or you could end up like this poor unfortunate broad who actually made, okay, listen, okay, mark this down on the calendar. I'm about to give props to a woman for making a funny joke, okay? It's funny in relationship to how hilarious a woman can be, but Amber Athey fired after likening Kamala Harris's suit to UPS uniform. That's pretty funny, okay? It's very, very obvious, and it's a horrific suit. I don't know who picked it out for her, somebody who clearly fucking hates her. But that's such a great starter joke. Oh my god, there are so many package jokes that you can just go ahead and walk down if you were feeling adventurous enough, but I don't necessarily think that's why this lady got canned, but as you'll see here before we close out. A conservative writer and commentator says that she was fired from a radio job and accused of being racist after joking that a brown suit worn by Kamala Harris looked like a UPS uniform. It does. It really, really, really does. Amber Athey, all he needed is just a little hat, but I guess she can't wear that because it just, I don't know, knocks on the keyboard shelf on the desk. Amber Athey, the Washington editor of The Spectator magazine, World Edition, claimed that she lost her regular spot on DC talk station WMAL after she referenced the delivery giant's slogan in a tweet about Harris's attire at the State of the Union. Kamala looks like a UPS employee. What can Brown do for you? She probably had a picture of the suit as well, so that would make sense, even though she's, what, the first half Indian, dot, not feather, vice president of the United States. Isn't that what she was running on, right? Because why would you bring up the slave-owning half of her? Anyways. But yeah, no, the full context of the joke. What can Brown do for you? Nothing good, apparently. That's pretty clever. It's not bad, okay? Not something that, you know, it made me roll on the floor laughing, okay? This wasn't like fucking Carlin talking about the Toledo window box, okay? Or reciting the 7 dirty words, okay? It's as good as you can get from a fucking one-line quip on Twitter from a conservative talk show host who normally suck at comedy to begin with, but it was decent, okay? And what was, you'd have to go out of your way to really assume that that was racism or anything like that, okay? And it was a woman, so you can't even claim sexism because, hey, if you needed something delivered, you could say that she looks like a Jimmy John's employee and she was bringing you a sandwich. That might get you a little bit more fire, but I'm not entirely sure. According to Athey, whatever, unemployed, who recounted her experience in a Spectator column, the tweet initially made no waves. Yeah, because it's relatively inoffensive, and you would think, because that's her right there, kind of cute, right? Except for her eyes are so far apart. If you're ever on a date with her, you'd have to look into one eye and then take the bullet train over to the other one in order to make, you know, proper eye contact. But a few days later, however, Athey spoke critically of protests in favor of trans kids in the University of North Texas. And as she wrote, a group of maniacal left-wing activists who want to chemically castrate children in the name of gender affirmation came after me. I think maybe that's a little bit more inflammatory, and maybe that's what kind of raised the ire, because that's what's popular in media right now, as opposed to Kamala Harris is bad at her job. That's what I'm thinking is probably at, okay? But still, we're talking about Democrats and how stupid the establishment is right now, so just keep that in mind. All of a sudden, the Kamala tweet was reframed as racism, and dozens of Twitter accounts were bragging about contacting my employers about my bigotry. Her employers at The Spectator laughed at it and promptly deleted the angry emails. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. It was probably the radicals trying to castrate children, or chemically castrate children. You're not wrong. You're just being a little bit too verbose, okay? This, like, I don't have a fucking problem with it, okay? I'm just looking at it as for a chicken shit executive at a media company, all right? And none of her colleagues at WMAL's Morning, O'Connor and Company, that show probably is terrible, show acted as if it was a miss. Yeah, exactly, because it's not. It's really not. And yeah, outside of a couple of, you know, high visibility stripes and, like I said, the hat before, if you just replace that gold pin, she's wearing a gold pin, the pearls look a little creamy, and she is wearing, I don't know, like gold or brown bracelets. It's like, come on, come on. How did you not see those jokes coming? I'm totally gonna, I don't know, Photoshop that for the thumbnail. I just have to, really. But 8 days after the tweet, Athey was contacted out of the fucking blue, man, by Jeff Bowden, the vice president of Station Odor, whoops, he stinks anyways. Owner Cumulus Washington. Cumulus is a terrible radio company, okay? They ran many a fucking unsuccessful radio platforms, okay? They were one of the big players way back in the day when radio was still relevant. Did they do the iHeartRadio shit? I can't quite remember. Maybe iHeartRadio's, whatever, regardless. They were bankrupt for a long time at one point. And Human Resources VP Kristen Facelis, always a bitch. It's always a fucking bitch. So you got a simp and you got some fucking HRVP. Great, terrific. They told me that the tweet I sent about Kamala was racist, and that subsequent follow-ups defending myself and making fun of the efforts to cancel me were unacceptable. Okay, cool. So your due process? Out the window. All right. And she recalled I had violated the company's social media policy, they said, and was terminated effective immediately. I would start suing literally everyone because you have to go out of your way, okay? Like if saying what can brown do for you, it's in fucking reference to it's brown on brown on brown on brown. Sitting in a brown chair, you could literally green screen the bitch out of the fucking picture and successfully have some eyeballs floating in front of an American flag. Might seem like a bit of a downer, but there's no reforming these big companies, okay? The HR people, they got in there a long fucking time ago. They got their people in places to make sure everything is going to be politically sanitized, okay? Everything is going to be politically correct. Everything is going to be progressive in nature, and you cannot mock the establishment. You cannot speak truth to power unless, of course, you're hashtag resistance types and that you hate the Orange Man and all of his supporters with a burning passion. You just want to see them all die in a fucking warehouse fire. You can go ahead and you can say that. I'm sure there are several Cumulus employees that are out there that have said horrific shit about conservatives on Twitter, Facebook, or even on the fucking air. I will goddamn well guarantee it. But somebody making an offhanded joke like that, nah, you can't even... We're going to go ahead and purposely misconstrue your wording into saying that it's racist and you're fired effective immediately because our social media policy is so fucking vague and nebulous and it won't really nail down anything. You post anything on Twitter and it has our name in the bio and it says that you work for us, we can go ahead and terminate you because it's slanderous against our company, okay? That's normally how these fucking policies are made anyway, so they can fire you for literally anything effective immediately. Shit sucks like that. I'd still be filing lawsuits against everybody, okay? That simp and that bitch and the entire fucking company if you can squeeze any money out of Cumulus at this point. But like I said, this sounds bad, but it's also great at the same time, okay? Because I don't know this lady from a hole in the wall, okay? I don't know if she's a decent broadcaster or not, but this is really, okay? This is really the opportunity that we need to be making two different separate entertainment lanes in the world, okay? Listen, the leftists can go ahead and have the fucking skin suits that they're wearing that are all of these entertainment properties that nobody watches, nobody's excited to see anymore. Who's excited to go and watch, what is it, Moon Knight that's out there? I see it advertised every once in a while. I think it opens this weekend. I genuinely don't fucking know. Gun to my head, I would say this weekend. Hopefully I'm right because I got several other videos to record. But still, it's like, who's excited about Phase 4 and 5 and whatever the new bitch team-up movie for the fucking Avengers is going to be? Great, wonderful. Or the 75th fucking reboot of Batman. Great, it's gonna be wonderful. Or whatever fucking sequel for Dune with that bitch Timothy, whatever fucking French name. Okay, watch him enslave a population in the second one. Ooh, that'll be great in front of a green screen. I just can't wait, okay? Let them fucking spin off into obscurity, okay? Because it's not going to take very long, and if they think that they're just going to pander to their base, eventually, sure, you're going to have mainstream appeal, because I want to go watch the new Disney movie, or Warner Brothers always makes a good film. I can just sit back and enjoy. Eventually, you're going to fucking peel those people off. Meanwhile, you're going to be growing something substantial, and instead of just, you know, it's signing up and punching a card into, you know, the big machine, gonna have to create entertainment that is better. You're gonna have to stand on your own 2 feet. You're gonna have to make your mark on the world. And that gives me hope, because if there's enough people that just get fucking shunned by the establishment, okay, they refine their skills and then they make something of themselves in this parallel entertainment information economy, that just means that that side is going to be so much fucking better. And that's what I look forward to, because the next few years, regardless if that's what's happening or that's what's going to end up coming out of this fucking dung heap, is that Disney and Warner Brothers and all those goofy fucking establishment entertainment properties, they're failing at a rapid rate. And you just take a look at sports as well, okay? And they're eventually going to reform in some form or fashion. Whatever happens there, once they just decide to wean off the politics, UFC is a perfect fucking example. Just going to have to wait and see what happens if and when Dana White ends up leaving, because he's kind of the linchpin in that one. But regardless, okay? Shit's going to end up failing, and idiots and, you know, average people are just going to want to sit back and consume. So there's always going to be those eyeballs available. And if people start to get their shit together, there's going to be a lot of opportunity in the future. So it kind of went completely different from making fun of the cucked Joe Biden by the bull Barack Obama to this lady who I'm sure is wonderful and has somewhat of a sense of humor losing her job for no real good reason. So I don't know, I'm just on this fucking wild journey, and I'm glad you hung out as long as you did. With that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. Want you to follow your gut and get after it. Just about forgot my own fucking name. Take care, everyone.